I'm in Malta working on a project International Know-How Do-How for Croatia. Today our guest is Mangion from a yoga studio, Yoga Space. We wanted to share with you all the benefits and all the nice things that were happening in Malta in the last 8 to 10 years. And Claire is here to present us what happened in the mindset of people, that they turned to themselves, they started to invest in their health, both physical and mental. And we would like to ask Claire what happened and what are the results for people in Malta.
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you for being here. And from my personal experience, I've been teaching yoga for the last 16 years. And when I started teaching in Malta, we were only very few yoga teachers. We were about, I think, 4 yoga teachers, and there was very little demand for the practice of yoga. And also I used to witness a lot of people as being scared to practice yoga. What is it? If it's something against our religion. So there was in the beginning a lot of fear. And fast forward, like a lot of years, yoga has become very important here, and the demand for the practice of yoga has increased a lot. Also, there is a much more supply of yoga teachers, and people seem not to be scared of it, and they have been exploring the many benefits that yoga is offering.
So what are the actual benefits of yoga for physical and mental health?
Yeah, physically it really helps in toning the body. It also helps, a lot of people are interested that yoga, it helps to tone and lose weight. It also really helps with certain, lowering your blood pressure, releasing anxiety, and also improves your focus. You learn also techniques of how to remain calm in situations that maybe you are very stressed or you feel overwhelmed. So for me personally, yoga has been an amazing technique that I carry with me in situations where I feel I'm overwhelmed. And it has helped me as well, myself personally, and also a lot of my students in situations that have been maybe very demanding and very challenging. So yoga has proved a good way of going inside your body and understanding what's happening, creating this awareness and slowing down. Coming back to your breath, always coming back to your body.
Nice. Does yoga help in detoxification of the body?
Yes, I believe that the body detoxifies itself naturally, but yoga aids in supporting the body to detoxify, especially when we work with twisting poses, so it really helps to detoxify. Then are the breathing exercises and lots of prana, life force energy, the breath, so it really helps the body to detoxify.
Yeah. Can all the people practice yoga, or there are some limitations for a certain group of people?
Everybody can practice yoga. Every pose can be modified, so sometimes I'm aware that we can see on the internet a lot of people doing very difficult poses. And I'm also aware that a lot of people are scared to try yoga because they believe that they are not flexible, or maybe that they are overweight, or maybe they have some physical limitations. But it's not true. Yoga is a practice that can be practiced by everybody, from the young to the older people, and each pose can be modified. And it's not competitive, so that makes it very beautiful. Everybody can go with his own pace. So it's open to and available to everyone. And you only need a yoga mat and yourself. So.
Great. Yeah, in Croatia, many people think that yoga is strictly related to religion, and they don't understand actually what yoga is. Can you tell us what includes the term yoga? What are the physical practices? What are the relaxation practices, and what else do you do on your trainings? Or shall we call it trainings or courses? Or
yeah, you can call it like the yoga class or practice. For me, yoga is more a way of living. So it's a philosophy which includes, it touches food, so what you eat, And mainly in yoga, a lot of people prefer to eat vegetarian food, but obviously there's no need to change your diet. I always practice, and I always ask people to eat intuitively what their body needs. But yoga, yes, like we eat more vegetables and less animal products. And then there is the physical poses, which we call asanas. So when we see like the movements, the flows, those is part of yoga. There is the meditation, the breathing exercises. So these are all part of the yoga philosophy.
Nice. So is yoga in contradiction with, for example, Catholicism?
No, yoga is about honoring your body. And I think when we start to honor our body and love ourselves, it is something amazing and it's something beautiful. So I don't feel that yoga is against any religion. It is just opens a person up to explore themselves and to create an awareness and to have techniques that guide you back into your body. Instead of being too much in the mind, to come back and explore life from the totality of your whole body.
Wonderful. So I had a talk with a girl who is a practical Catholic.
Okay.
And she told me that she had experience with a man who lost her mother, but since he was practicing yoga, he didn't grieve at all. What do you think about this?
Wow, everybody is, I think, different, and I don't see anything wrong with grieving, and I think that we should go through a grieving process. So if we lose someone who is dear to us, it's important that we go through the grieving process and to be aware of the pain and the pain of loss, the pain of separation that we're going through. And eventually, yes, using the techniques of yoga, you have more awareness of how to deal with this pain, how to deal with the grief. But I think yoga still invites you to be present with what it is. It's not about running away from what is being felt, but it is more about being present with what is happening at the moment within us.
So actually yoga helps processing your emotions in the most wonderful way, so you don't get lost and you are able to face all the feelings you have and not to abuse them on different situations and on different people. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. It helps you to maybe to remain calmer and a bit more focused, and it teaches you how to be present in the moment with whatever is arising at that moment. So very often we have the tendency to not wanting to feel pain. Like, it's normal, nobody wants to feel pain, and I think we all want to be happy and joyful every day, but it is not the reality. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad. And the practice is about being present and being able to sit with whatever is arising in the moment and becoming a witness to whatever is happening within you. So instead of running away and maybe using substances or maybe eating more or maybe using these ways of escaping from whatever is really happening within you, yoga teaches you to be present and to sit with yourself. And if you're going to do a yoga class, you understand what's happening in your body. If you're going to do a meditation, you're understanding, you're slowing down, and maybe be present with the thoughts and what's arising, and always coming back to the moment.
Excellent. I totally agree. And you mentioned eating, and I noticed that people often use food to cope with their emotions, and I think yoga can really help people in this matter. And as I see, people that I know who are practicing yoga, they don't have obesity problems. So I would highly recommend yoga for this type of problems too.
Yes.
What is the profile of your clients?
Okay. My client varies a lot, from having 18-year-olds to, I think, 70-year-olds, and men and women. mostly women. I still think that men maybe are a bit scared, or they worry that they will be in a class with a lot of women. So sometimes men ask me if there are other men present, so they feel more comfortable if there are other men present. And I think it varies a lot. So I can't really say there is one type of person and not the other. But usually people who come to yoga, they come because they want to come closer to themselves. They want to maybe understand themselves better, or maybe they are going through difficult situations, they are going through anxiety or depression, or they have maybe just physical problem. You know, I started practicing yoga myself because I had a lot of neck pain, and it was the only way that I was managing to deal with the pain. So everybody is different. Some people come just because they are curious and they want to know what it is.
Nice.
So there are various reasons and various type of people.
Yep. Did you notice among your clients that they are happier in their life, calmer? Do they have more successful businesses? Do they share their stories with you?
What I hear from my clients is that they feel calmer, that sometimes they attend a class and after the class that they understand something that is happening within them. And I also see that some people have changed jobs. Some people have totally changed their way of living because they have come to understand that the importance of listening to whatever is happening within you, the importance of listening to your heart, you know, like to stop and pause and observe what is that my heart desires, like what am I doing? So for me, it's stopping and pausing and understanding what's present. It makes a total change in your life.
Great. So Claire, please share with us the reasons that made you turn to yoga to start practicing yoga.
I started practicing yoga because I was having, as I was telling you, a lot of pain in my neck and my shoulder. It was after I had my first son, and yoga was the only means of releasing this pain. When I started, it was very hard for me to meditate or to stay still. And it took me about 2 years to be able to slow down. And then I started practicing and I started to fall in love with the practice, and yoga has really helped me in being alive within my body. So for a lot of years in my life, I was living in the mind and I was too scared to be present in my body because my body felt not safe. And as I have shared with you also before this interview, like I have been through abuse, I have been through difficulties in my life that I just pushed myself out of my body. It was the best way and the safest way to be alive. And slowly through the practice of yoga, I have managed to come back and inhabit my body. So that for me is amazing.
Well, yes, that is reason number one that would make me turn to yoga, and since I'm not practicing yoga, I will definitely start doing it, because as I hear from you, if it took you 2 years to get results, the time to start practicing yoga is yesterday. So I will start today.
Yes, and then I was working in a managerial job. I was working at the Malta Stock Exchange for 10 years, and it was not my call. So my call was more to support people and like support them for me is in their journey back home to the body. So in 2012, I quit my job and I started teaching yoga full time. I was doing it before, but it was more as a hobby, a part-time. So at some point I just took the leap and I trusted my intuition, and I started to teach yoga full time, and it was amazing, and I could witness also how life supports you. So for me, is when you are following your intuition, when you are following your heart, life will come back to you. Like life will give you whatever you need, and it's so important to believe in yourself and to believe in whatever is happening within your heart. and to just trust it, to let go of all the noises and the voices that we have, and to take the leap. And now, for the last 2 years, myself with my partner, we are also working on creating an online project where I will be sharing my philosophy, I will be sharing my belief system regarding yoga with a lot of other people. So this, at some point, it became my dream to share what I see in the yoga room with as much people as possible.
Wow, wonderful. This is a warm and inspirational story. Thank you for sharing this with us. And this project that you mentioned, where can people find information? How can they turn to you?
Yeah, I have a website about this project, and there is a lot of there is a waiting list, things are coming up soon, and the website is www.embodiedvoyage.com. We also have a free Facebook group for the time being, so people can access the group and they can start to have a feel of the way I teach, and the group is called Coming Home to the Body. And I'm also now, on the request of a lot of my friends, have put some of my classes on YouTube. So if somebody would love to see the way I teach and maybe see if they tune into my way of teaching, there are some free resources out there.
So check this and apply. I really warmly recommend. I have been in Malta for last month, and what I've noticed comparison to Croatia is that people are very relaxed, warm, open, and they really like to talk to each other, talk to strangers. They're really connected to each other. And I feel that Malta has a special energy. Can you tell me how do you feel, and what is the reason that people are so nice here?
Thank you first for saying that Maltese people are nice. I don't know why people are happy. I think Maltese people tend to be a bit easier. Maybe they go a bit more with the flow. So this is my feel about, they are a bit less rigid, and they have this attitude which I call the island mentality, maybe, that we have a lot of sun, maybe we're easy, we take it slow. So we have a bit this mentality that makes people easier to face, and maybe they can face life with an easier attitude. With regards to Malta, I am very happy that I was born on this island, and for me it holds a very special place because I feel that Malta has an energy which is different from a lot of other countries that I have visited. And the energy I feel is very strong, and it has a very high vibrational energy, and I feel that is why it is attracting a lot of people from a lot of different places. So this is just what I believe. And even if you visit the other island of Gozo, I don't know if you have been, but it has a very warm, feminine energy. And when you go there, it's like there's a healing happening inside. So I feel that the earth vibrates at a very strong vibrational level. So it's very healing for the people and people who come here and who live on the island.
Yeah, I heard that on Malta many energies are crossing each other. Is this true? Is there any theory about this?
A friend of mine who studies this has told me recently that Malta is perfectly aligned with the cosmos. So the energies must be very aligned here, so that may be something that is making us feeling maybe happier or easier or more in the flow, because I believe that we are approaching a time where we have to let go of all this knowing, because in the end we know nothing, and we have to be calm and trust the unknown, to be intimate with the unknown.
Yeah, that's true. I have noticed that people are returning to nature,
Yeah.
even thanks to this COVID situation.
Yes.
It has brought to the awareness the fact that we need to be connected to the nature, otherwise we are doomed.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you very much, Claire, for sharing this story with us, and I wish you a lot of success in your work. And I wish to you to turn to yoga and to natural healings and to reconnect with nature.
Thank you very much, Natalia. Thank you. I'm very honored to be here with you today. Thank you.